Anthony Wayne Stewart was born on May 20th, 1971. In 1979, Stewart got his first racing go-kart. In 1980, he was able to win his first karting championship. He continued to race go-karts through the 1980s, and in 1987, he won a World Karting Association championship. Then he moved up to three-quarter size midgets until 1991, when he moved up again, this time to the United States Auto Club, or the USAC division. Now, with assistance from karting sponsor and his friend Mark Dismore, he was able to do so. He was able to win the USAC Rookie of the Year in 1991 and the USAC National Midget Series Championship in 94 and 95. In 95, Stewart became the first driver ever to win the championship in all three of USAC's major divisions: National Midget, Sprint, and Silver Crown. Pretty impressive. He was able to win the Hot 100 and the Four Crown Nationals that same year. He also signed on with Team Menard to run the initial IRL three-race season. In his debut IndyCar race at Walt Disney World Speedway, Stewart was able to lead 37 laps and finished in second place. In his Indy 500 debut, Stewart ended up starting from the pole after Arie Luyendyk's time was disqualified. He led 44 laps, but had a malfunctioning pop-off valve. He ended up 8th in IRL's final standings. Now, originally, Stewart had signed on to run stock cars, but took the opportunity with IndyCars when it came along. In 1996, he made his Xfinityseries debut for car owner Harry Rayner in the Mariah Entertainment No. 15 Pontiac, with a best start of 7th and a best finish of 16th, both at Bristol. He also ran one more race for the Mueller brothers in their No. 4 Chevrolet at IRP in the Craftsman Truck Series, starting 9th and finishing 10th. Then, in 1996 and 97, the IRL season consisted of 10 races. Now, he struggled the first few races, but did indeed rebound at Phoenix with a runner-up finish. At Indy, he led 64 laps, but settled for 5th place. At Pikes Peak, Stewart led 193 of 200 laps en route to his first career IRL victory. By season's end, Stewart was able to just beat Davey Hamilton for the IRL championship, so he was that year's IRL champion in 1997. Now, in 98, Tony continued to run Xfinity Series races, this year for Joe Gibbs Racing in the Shell Oil No. 44 Pontiac. He ran all but 10 races of the 98 Xfinity Series season. Best start first at Rockingham, and best finish second twice at Loudon and Rockingham. Overall, 5 top 5s, 5 top 10s. 21st in owner point, or in points general. And he didn't even run 10 of the races. He still almost got a top 20 in points. So, I mean, that's pretty solid in my book. Then, over on the IRL side of things, Tony continued to drive the No. 1, owned by John Bernard. The best start of first 3 times at Disney, Dover, and Charlotte. Best finish first 2 times at Disney and Loudon. Overall, 2 wins, 4 podiums, and 6 top 10 finishes, on his way to finishing the season 3rd in final series points. Then along came 1999. So was Stewart's Rookie of the Year winning effort in 99 in the Cup Series. He was behind the wheel of the newly expanded JGR No. 20 Home Depot Pontiac, with a best start of first twice at Martinsville and Bristol, and a best finish of first 3 times. Yeah, as a rookie, he won 3 times: Richmond, Phoenix, and Homestead. Altogether, Stewart scored 3 wins, 12 top 5s, and 21 top 10s, and finished 4th in the final series standings. All in his rookie year. You don't see that before or after. It's an incredible feat. Wow. Tony also did run in the Indy 500 for TriStar Motorsports and the No. 22 Home Depot ride, starting 24th and finishing 9th. He ran the Coca-Cola 600 the same day, starting 27th and finishing 4th. Now, honestly, that's really impressive as well. Two totally different types and size of cars, and two totally different tracks, and 1,100 miles between them, with a few hundred miles between the tracks, and you have to fly in between the races. That's incredible, honestly. I think they call this the Andretti double, because John Andretti was the first to attempt it, I think in 1994. Now, a brand new year and a brand new century. The year 2000 season. This season, he focused solely on the Cup Series, and it showed in some of his results. The best start at first twice, at Martinsville and Pocono. Then his best finish at first 6 times, at Martinsville, Loudon, Homestead, Dover twice, Michigan. Then overall, Tony scored 6 wins, 12 top 5s, and 23 top 10s. They ended the season 6th in the final point standings. The success continued in 2001, with Stewart continuing to be behind the wheel of the JGR number 20, Home Depot Pontiac. The best started 3rd at Sonoma, and his best finish was 1st 3 times, at Richmond, Sonoma, and Bristol. Overall, Stewart was able to score 3 wins, 15 top 5s, and 22 top 10s. On his way to 2nd place in the final series point standings. He also did the Andretti double, like I just said, again, running the Indy 500 and the Coca-Cola 600 in the same day. He ran the Indy 500 for Chip Ganassi in the Target number 33, starting 7th and finishing 6th. In the 600, Stewart started 12th, and then finished an impressive 3rd. In 2002, Stewart ran one Chrysler Truck Series race in Richmond for Andy Peary in the number 33 Chevrolet, starting 25th, and finishing 1st. Great job. In the Cup Series, Stewart continued to drive for Joe Gibbs Racing in the number 20 Home Depot Pontiac, with the best start of 1st 3 times, and a best finish of 1st 3 times, Las Vegas, Richmond, and Watkins Glen. Altogether, Tony scored 3 wins, 15 top 5s, and 21 top 10s. This all on the way to his first NASCAR Cup Series championship. Finally, things had come full circle. From winning a championship in IRL, all that dirt track success, and now a Cup Series title. What a huge day that Tony must have had. The following season in 2003, Stewart did run a couple feeder races, if you will. Ran one Chrysler Truck Series race at Richmond for the number 33 Monaco Couches and Diamond Rio owned Andy Peary ride. Stewart started 27th and finished 1st again. Another great run in his one truck race that he decided to run. He also ran one Xfinity race, and driving the Dale Jr. owned Chance 2 Motorsports 3 doors down number 8 Chevrolet. He started 4th and finished 11th at Michigan. In Cup, his best start was 1st at Chicagoland, and his best finish was 1st twice at Pocono and Charlotte. Now, in final series point standings, Stewart ended up 7th in Cup Series points. Next up was 2004 season, and he ran another Chrysler Truck Series race at Richmond, starting 10th and finishing 3rd. Stewart was driving for Rob Morgan in the number 47 Axicon Chevrolet. Stewart was able to run 4 Xfinity races, one for Chance 2 Motorsports in their number 81 Bass Pro Shops Chevrolet at Kansas, starting 11th and finishing 25th. Then 3 in a Kevin Harvick Incorporated owned number 29, the best start of 6th twice, Fontana and Charlotte, with the best finish of 2nd, Fontana. Then over on the Cup Series side of things, his best start was 4th 3 times, at Watkins Glen, Michigan, and Loudon. Altogether, they got 2 wins, 10 top 5s, and 19 top 10s, and ended the season in 6th position in the final point standings. Then the following season, in 2005, Stewart had one of the very best seasons of his career, honestly. He ran two races in the Truck Series for David Dollar and the number 47 Chevrolet. He ran Charlotte and Dover, with the best start of 11th and the best finish of 2nd, both at Dover. He also ran 12 Xfinity races, 11 for Kevin Harvick and the number 33 Mr. Clean Auto Dry Chevrolet, with the best start of first twice at Fontana and Watkins Glen, and the best finish was first at Daytona. He ran one race for JGR in the number 19 Chevrolet at Charlotte, starting 25th and finishing 21st. In the Cup Series, Stewart's best start was first 3 times at Daytona, Watkins Glen, and Loudon, and his best finish was first 5 times at Sonoma, Daytona, Loudon, Indianapolis, and even Watkins Glen. So, he ended the season with 5 wins, 17 top 5s, and 25 top 10s. And yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, along with his 2nd Cup Series title. Now, the next season, 2006, Stewart again found success in both series he raced in. He ran 12 Xfinity Series races, 10 for Kevin Harvick Incorporated and the number 33 Old Spice Chevrolet, with the best start of 6th at Fontana, and the best finish was first at Daytona. Overall, he scored 1 win, 2 top 5s, and 4 top 10s. He ran 1 race for DEI's number 8 Chevrolet at Charlotte, starting 17th and finishing 16th. Tony ran his last Xfinity race of the season at Texas in the JGR number 19, starting 5th and finishing 2nd. Then there was the Cup side of things, remaining in the JGR number 20 Home Depot Chevrolet. Stewart's best start was first at Bristol, and his best finish was first 5 times at Martinsville, Daytona, Kansas, Atlanta, and even Texas. Unfortunately, Stewart dropped to 11th in final point standings, even though he won all them races. It's kind of in part why NASCAR tweaked the old point system. Because people like this that win a bunch of races and, they're not even close to in the championship. It just didn't seem right. So, now you see you see what they've done with the whole playoff system. Now, 2007. Another solid year by one of the most best drivers in history. He ran 12 Xfinity races, 8 for Kevin Harvick Incorporated, and their number 33, and 4 for JGR, and the number 18 and the number 20. For Harvick, Stewart's best start was 10th at Loudon, and his best finish was 2nd at Talladega. In JGR's cars, his best start was 2nd twice at Daytona and Texas, and his best finish was 4th at Daytona. Overall, Stewart scored 0 wins, 4 top 5s, and 8 top 10s. And mind you, this is only in 12 races. So, they were pretty solid numbers. Then over on the Cup Series side of things, Stewart remained behind the wheel of the JGR number 20 Home Depot team. They had a best start of 3rd at Daytona, and the best finish of 1st 3 times at Chicago, Indianapolis, and Watkins Glen. Overall, Stewart scored 3 wins, 11 top 5s, and 23 top 10s. And this year he ended up bumping back up to 6th in point standings. Now, after spending his entire stock car career attached to JGR somehow, well, at the conclusion of the 2008 season, Tony leaves the comforts and the stability of JGR to form his own team. But that is next season. This last season with Gibbs, Stewart ran 9 races, Xfinity races, in the JGR number 20 Toyota. He went on to win 5 out of the 9 races. He won 2 poles. He only finished outside the top 10 one time, 27th at Las Vegas, 10th at Texas, 9th at Chicago, 3rd at Michigan, and that's just, wow. In Cup, it wasn't horrible, but results definitely were close to that. Winning over half the races, he even started, like we just said. In his final season in the number 20, his best start was 2nd at Talladega, and his best finish was 1st at Talladega. Overall, he scored 1 win, 10 top 5s, and 16 top 10s, en route to 9th in points. Wow, brand new lease on his NASCAR life was given to him when he started his own team in 2009. Tony took number 14 with Office Depot and Old Spice, sharing the sponsorship for Stewart. He also started his second team, the number 39 Army Chevrolet, with Ryan Newman behind the wheel. Tony's best start was first 4 times, Pocono, Loudon, Daytona, and Pocono 2. And his best finish was first 4 times, Pocono, Daytona, Watkins Glen, and Kansas. Overall, Tony had 4 wins, 15 top 5s, 23 top 10s, en route to a 6th place in the final series point standings. Now, Stewart ran 3 Xfinity Series races for 3 different teams this season. Number 80 for the Hendrick Motorsports, number 33 for Kevin Harvick, and number 5 for JRM. And the best start of 5th and the best finish of 1st, both in Daytona and Hendrick Motorsports number 80. Then along came 2010. Stewart ran, in Xfinity, Tony ran 1 race for Kevin Harvick, number 4, starting 32nd, and yes, finishing 1st. Now, Tony got to see his driver and teammate get that team's first victory at Phoenix Raceway. Stewart's on-track results in number 14 continued to be on the satisfactory side. His best start was first twice at Texas and Pocono 2, and his best finish was first twice at Fontana and Atlanta. Overall, he scored 2 wins, 9 top 5s, 17 top 10s. Also, he finished 7th in final series points. Now, Tony ran both Daytona races for Kevin Harvick Incorporated in the number 4 and the number 9. The best start of 2nd, and the best finish was 1st. That's in 2011. Stewart had an exceptional end to his season. In the final 10 races, in the chase for the Cup, Stewart went from an average at about 10th place points position to winning 5 out of the last 10 races, and his 3rd and final championship. His best start was 1st at Charlotte, and his best finish was 1st 5 times at Chicago, Loudon, Martinsville, Texas, and Homestead. Stewart became the first owner-driver to win a championship since Alec Kwiecki did it in 1992. Overall, Tony scored 5 wins, 9 top 5s, and 19 top 10s. The following season, in 2012, Tony again was behind the wheel of the 14 Office Depot Chevrolet, driving for himself. Best start 1st at Atlanta, and best finish was 1st 3 times in Daytona, Fontana, and Las Vegas. And in final point standings, they ended up 9th. Overall, with 3 wins, 12 top 5s, and 16 top 10s. Now, Tony ran the season opener in the Xfinity Series for Richard Childress Racing, number 33, starting 10th and finishing 1st. And then, Stewart brought in a couple new drivers, Danica Patrick and David Rudiman, to share the driving duties for the number 10 Chevrolet in an agreement with Tommy Baldwin Racing. In 2013, Tony ran again for the season opener in the Xfinity Series for RCR in the number 33, and he started 10th and he finished 1st. Stewart unfortunately suffered a season-ending leg injury he sustained in a sprint car race at Southern Iowa Speedway. He was in a multi-car accident. He got hit so hard that it broke his tibia and fibia. In his lower right leg. Stewart's season ended after 21 races. His best start was 5th at Indy, and his best finish was 1st at Dover. Overall, 1 win, 5 top 5s, 8 top 10s, and 21 races. Due to the leg injury, Stewart would sit out the rest of the 2013 season. Max Pappas, Austin Dillon, and Mark Martin would fill in for him to complete the season. This also would be the final year for Ryan Newman to be driving for the team, and the first full-time season that Danica Patrick would run in the Cup Series. Patrick would make history, setting on the pole for the Daytona 500, and leading 5 laps as well, then finishing 8th. The continued change around the team didn't slow down in this 2014 season. Newman, Gond RCR, they changed the number from 39 to 41 and brought over Kurt Busch. He also brought over Kevin Harvick in the Busch Beer number 4. I think it was actually Budweiser at the time, number 4. Harvick was able to win his first ever Cup Series title. Stewart's stats honestly dropped off even worse, with the best start of first at Texas and the best finish of fourth twice at Bristol and Martinsville. Overall, 0 wins, 3 top 5s, and 7 top 10s in 33 of 36 races. Following the race at Pocono, Stewart took part in a sprint car race at Tonystewart Motorsports Park in New York. Now, Tony got into Kevin Ward Jr. and he spun Ward, got out of his race, and Ward got out of his race car and was walking towards Stewart's car that was still running on the track. Tony says he didn't see Ward and accidentally hit him. If you watch the replay, it's really hard to tell exactly who should be at fault, but a man's life was lost, and our prayers go out to the Ward family. In 2015, Stewart's drop-off continued, as his best start was 3rd at Watkins Glen, and his best finish was 6th at Martinsville. Overall, that was 0 wins, 0 top 5s, and 3 top 10s, and 28th in the final point standings. Stewart missed the first 8 races of the season in 2016 due to a back injury that was sustained. At the age of 45, Tony decided it was time to stop racing and just focus on being an owner in his own life. Tony was able to win one last race at Sonoma, passing Denny Hamlin in the last lap. Best start, 3rd, 3 times in Michigan, Indy, and Watkins Glen. Overall, Stewart scored 1 win, 5 top 5s, and 8 top 10s. He ended up 15th in final series points. The Ward family settled with Stewart pertaining to Ward's death. Stewart ended up getting married to drag racer Leah Pruitt. Stewart also races in the NHRA now. Well, I hope you enjoyed our video. Thank you for watching. Take care.